both areas. And nowadays, whenever I get into any relationship, if I'm not interested in the guy whatsoever, I'm just honest, because the thing is like when you hold on to like, what's the word? You keep entertaining someone and you don't have feelings for them, you're going to be screwing yourself in the end, because you don't only hurt the other person, but you make yourself look like shit.
Yeah,
so,
exactly.
Definitely, yes. So it's always important just to be straight up and honest. Okay, so anyway, so let's face it, short or long-term people have different emotions when they experience a heartbreak. You can't distinguish time of how sad or upset you are based on how long the relationship is. Feelings and time are completely different. You have to consider the time you spent with that person for however many months, years, and I'm pretty sure you two had some kind of routine or date night, and all of a sudden you're single. Now you have to adapt to a new routine or fill in the empty time that you've had with your ex. You must give yourself the time to grieve, but don't spend too much time to grieve. Breakups are hard. It's the kind of feels like a death, but it kind of feels like a death, but it makes it even worse. What makes it even worse is that the person is still alive and going on life without you. When you go through a breakup, you need to allow yourself to be sad, and obviously, because we're human. So it comes to my third question. What was your most painful breakup? And Tina, do you want to answer this one first?
Sure. My most painful one was probably not my most recent one, but my breakup about 3 years ago, because I really thought I was going to legit spend the rest of my life with this man, because he was my best friend before we had started dating. Like, everything about him I loved about it. Like, not everything, obviously, because we broke up, but, you know, there was some stuff I was willing to put up with, and when that ended, because I had to end it because it wasn't going good, but it was just like one of probably the hardest breakups to date that I had to deal with, because it's like I planned on spending the rest of my life with you, but not only that, he was a significant amount older than me, so I figured, like, dude, like, don't you want this to work at the same time? And it just made me realize, like, it don't matter how old the guy is or how much older they are than you, they're still immature.
No, I agree with you. And you know what, girl? It's okay. We all went through our old men phase at some point.
Yeah, right?
Yeah, no, I've been in the same exact shoes. Like, I dated a guy that was 12 years older than me, and I thought I was going to spend the rest of my life with him. And I was like, when we broke up, I was like, do I really want our kids to be pushing you on their graduation? And I'm talking about I'm talking about high school graduation. And so there was a lot of thought in that for me.
Yeah.
But how about you,
me
Wanda?
too, like,
oh, go ahead.
No,
go ahead and finish.
I was just going to say that's funny that you say that, because actually me and his son were closer in age than him and I were, so him and I would be in the grocery store and joke and be like, hey, Dad, can you buy us this?
Oh, my God.
And act like we were siblings.
Oh, no, I've been in the same shoes. Like, my ex and I used to go to, where were we go? We would go shopping, and then the cashier would ask me a question. I was like, oh, you can go ask my dad over there. And so, no, like, I'm a troll, so I'm the worst person. But how about you, Tawanda? What was your most painful breakup?
Gosh, I want to ditto what the last person just said. Like, gosh, I think about it.
Was he an older man, too?
Oh, older? No, younger.
Ooh,
but I was saying ditto in reference to when you think like this is the one, and you like give it your all, you invest so much time and years, and then something happens and it doesn't lead that way. So that relationship lasted for a couple of years, like 6, and it took me like 2 years to bounce back, like literally. And when I say bounce back or glow up, you know, I think a lot of times, and this is my personal opinion, I think a lot of times that, like, I've seen people that's been married for like 5, 10, 15, 20 years, and then in 2 seconds they got the next person. And I'm like, if you're like in love with someone and you want to spend the rest of your life with them, you know, how do you jump onto another relationship? Hey, some people can, because I've always heard the best way to get over someone is to get under someone. You know what I'm saying? But But yeah, with me, I wanted to kind of. I know you guys have heard that before. So I know men do it all the time.
Heard from it. That's what I've done that method before.
Oh yeah, I mean I probably have too, but I really probably wasn't that into it. But yeah, so it took me actually probably about 2 years to really refocus and like, all right, I'm good now. Oh my gosh, a nightmare, literally.
Oh, I'm sorry, Tawanda. Well, like I said, like I promised you in the long run, I told you I was going to create you a Bumble profile when you come out here to California, and you're going to get your glow up before you meet your man.
Oh, I'm not. I'm definitely not hurting in that department now. That was years ago. Ooh, I'm good.
Oh, we'll see, Tawanda. How about you, Corinne? What are your coping methods after a breakup?
Just basically just trying to stay focused on whatever it is that I have to do, so I'm not like, sulking and like missing someone or anything of like that nature. So that's basically, I guess, what I do. Just basically just try to, just stay focused on what I have to do and just not, trying to call that person or be wrapped up with whatever they're doing on social media or, through their friends or whatever gossip.
That's funny. No, that's good. No, like before, I remember when I was younger, I used to stalk my ex, and I would just be like to myself, oh, let's see how much uglier he's gotten. Let's see how horrible his life is. But in the end, I realized when I was just constantly checking up on him and his family, I would just end up going back to grieving, like, why did we break up, even though I dumped the guy. But no, I agree with you with, like, not even checking them up on social media and all that. It's funny, it's pretty funny that you said that because that goes to my next point. So give yourself a month to let your emotions out. Once the month is over, it's definitely time to distract yourself and focus on moving and bettering yourself. So if God or the universe blocked it, don't stalk your ex. Staying out of contact, constantly checking up on them through social media will only stop you from getting over them. So trust me, I've been guilty of checking my ex and his family, and I realized the more I checked on him, it will only leave me hurt and unfocused. You can't, oh my gosh, let's see. You can't move forward if you're not always looking back. So stop lurking, stalking, and checking out for them. It's not worth sacrificing your mental health. They're probably not even worried about you, so focus on your damn self. And so it goes to my question number 5. If you can compare yourself how you handled a breakup years ago and how you would handle it now, do you think you can handle it better? And I'll ask you, Tawanda, this question first.
Oh, that's really a good question. And, I really would love to say, well, it would have to deal with maturity and all that other stuff. But really, when you're dealing with matters of the heart, everything else goes out the window. Mm-hmm. So that's really a hard question to really answer. I'm really not sure. Because one thing, like I said, sometimes if you're in a committed relationship and you really love this person and your heart is invested, your mind and your heart goes 2 different ways sometimes. So I really,
exactly.
I don't know.
It's okay. Well, I could always go back to you if you come up with a question. How about you, Tina? If you can compare yourself how you handled a breakup years ago and how you would handle it now, do you think you can handle it better?
I think I'd probably be able, like, how we broke up maybe would have been better, but, like, as far as being able to deal with the breakup itself, no, probably be the same because with my first love, like, he was the first one I really thought was the one, because we're young and we think, oh, high school, we're going to be sweethearts after.
I think I know who your first love was. This high school? Are we talking about high school?
Yeah.
I'm going to put you on blast. This is what happened when we're in the same grade and we went to school through each other. I just know too much.
No, but yeah.
So go on.
But I don't think the pain would be any different. I think maybe coping with it would be a little different, but yeah, it'd probably still feel the same.
Oh, well, I think for me personally, if I compared myself over breakups, like handling the situation back when I was maybe 18, of course, I wouldn't handle it well. I would be crying for weeks, let alone months, and I'll even tell myself I thought I was going to marry this guy, and I would be 18. And now I think I handle it better because I actually like reevaluate like my own problems, not only the guy's problems, because I don't always want to blame the guys. I don't want to put blame on the guy because I also had problems too, and so I actually would be able to handle it now better now that I feel like I'm mature and it's easier to have a better understanding of a man's opinion versus like how it was back then, because at 18 you don't care about the man's opinion at all, which you shouldn't now, but yeah. How about you, callers? How about caller 26? Oh, that's you, Corinne. Yeah, I'll ask you, Corinne. If you can compare yourself, how you handled a breakup years ago and how you handle it now, do you think you can handle it better?
I agree with Tawanda when she said, it's a matter of the heart. So you really don't know when you're in your emotions how you deal with something. So I want to say that even how I handled it when I was younger wasn't like a self-destructive type of way. So even if I handled it the same way, I wouldn't, it would be okay with me. But it, like I said, it would depend on, I guess, like how I react. I never know how I'm going to react in the situation.
No, that is true, and I can see like why you and Tawanda would say that, because sometimes when you even break up with someone, it's like, because I've had moments where I was with a guy for maybe like 4 years, and we broke up, and I already felt like I was broken up with him like 8 months ago, prior to breaking up with him. And so, no, I agree with you, because sometimes you just stay in a relationship knowing that like you probably spent so much time with that person for years, and you're like, am I ready to leave this person because I've been with them so long? But if there's no spark, there's no love, it really varies, definitely. And anyone else want to share before I move on? Okay, so I'm going to move on to my next question, or my next response. So the next thing you want to do to get over it is you want to spend time alone. It's important to spend time alone after a breakup, depending how traumatic the breakup was, giving yourself some time to be single, especially when you are grieving. And so obviously when you're grieving, you don't want to just start hopping on other people and just using those excuses to get over an ex. I've been guilty of that before years ago. I used to hop on other people just to get over my ex, and that actually doesn't do any good. Besides, you start questioning yourself, like maybe I was the reason why like this relationship ended. And so you definitely want to spend time alone. And so that's where it comes for number 6. I'll ask you, Tina, on this question. How long do you think it's okay to date after a breakup?
Well, I think it would depend on how long the relationship was and how serious it was. Like, so for me personally, I only consider myself having 3 serious relationships. And between each breakup, I was single for at least a year and a half before I thought about getting into another relationship. Because I don't understand people that go from just one relationship where they're with someone for like 3-4 years, and then 2 months later they're in love with somebody completely new. It's like, don't you? And that's where like I really personally like to spend time alone, because it's like I can't just say I love somebody right after I was just in love with someone else. Like, I just don't understand how people can do that.
No, I know. I know. I've been in the same shoes too, but like I said, I've had moments, like I said, I dated somebody for like so many years, even like I said, like for almost 4 years, and I already felt broken up with a guy. And it's like, for me personally, just being around the guy, it became like a chore. There was nothing. I just felt like friends. And so I would say actually 6 months after, I ended up dating someone else. But I know where you're coming from, in the fact, if you guys were doing so well, for so many months and years, and then all of a sudden when things aren't